Good day, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. It's another installment of the Combat&Strength podcast with myself, Campbell.
Wong.
And Long. Welcome.
Big things.
Sorry, mate.
This week we've got some nice interviews as usual. Premium content. You know how we do. Push it out there.
Standardly,
making inroads on Joe Rogan's numbers and all the rest of it. I'll leave it for now. Joe Rogan gets a little bit mentioning too much, don't I?
That's right.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Me?
Yeah, and actually, I'll start with Joe, because he's never really up to nothing, or he's like, he doesn't really want to tell us.
Not about it. I always tell you, Joe, what I'm up to. Last week I was venue hunting
Was that?
for the 10K.
Okay.
This week I'm venue hunting for an arena.
An arena?
Yeah.
What's happening?
We're talking to a client at the moment about a big show in the first half of next year
Okay.
in one of the London arenas. That's all I'm saying right now.
That's very nice. Fair play. So you've been busy boy?
Been quite busy with that. Yeah, trying to make the numbers work. What else have I been doing? Been doing quite a bit of filming with the 10K documentary.
Yeah. Have you got a date for that?
The Road to the 10K Karate Clash with my main man Roberto.
I've seen some of the snippets on social networking.
Yeah.
They look good. Some of the interviews look quite intense.
He's working me up.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's So
that's it. Been doing a bit of work with football. Won't go into that.
Yeah, no worries.
But been
Busy
quite
boy.
busy.
Busy boy. Well, I've been busy too.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Well, I've been interviewing boxers, fighters, all sorts.
Yeah.
I got to Mr. Dylan White before he fought for his British title against fellow South Londoner.
Ian Lewison.
That's it.
Did you not interview Ian as well?
Sorry?
Did you not interview Ian?
No, I didn't. No. I didn't think Ian was going to win. And I actually don't really know much about it.
Why not? Why didn't you think he was going to win?
Well, his career suggests to me that he's not really serious. I think he got an opportunity, took it, and fair play to the guy. But I don't think nothing about him so serious to me. I interviewed his coach, Don Charles, who I've got a great relationship with, and Don thought he was going to win. But Don had to say that, didn't he?
Of course.
But he gets 2 bites at the cherry, though. That's Don. He's the only man in the country who can say he's going to have a chance to beat Dylan White twice in 1 year. He's failed at the first opportunity with him, but he's got Derek Chisora coming up a little bit later in the year. That fight hasn't been made, but it's what's being mooted, and to be honest, it's the only fight that makes sense. So,
funnily enough, that week I actually see the last spar with Ian Lewison.
okay.
With Derek Chisora.
Oh, right, okay.
And with Tom Little.
Right.
So I was
He was privy to the behind the scenes.
I was privy to the behind the scenes. Don said to me, "Come up. Would you like to come up?" And popped up on the ticket. And but to be honest, my money was always on Dylan all day, all night long. I couldn't, I think Dylan would have beat Ian from 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
To be honest, this is the most focused Dylan I've ever seen. And I think we've talked off the record. I don't think I've ever seen him more focused. He's absolutely on it. And it would have been a wasted opportunity had he not taken the chance to win the British title with all that brings.
Yeah.
And if he wants to fight Andy Joshua next year, which is something that looks like it could be made, depending on what happens with Joshua and Klitschko. That fight's been thrown out there, isn't it? For December.
December. It's not confirmed yet, is it?
Yeah. So depending on what happens there, and to be honest, irrespective of what happens there, Dylan's in a good position. He's just got to get past Chisora next, and that's a right-on grudge match, isn't it?
Yeah.
He was very, very unkind about Derek when I saw an interview with another platform that did quite well when it comes to boxing. I'll mention the high school in London. Good on you boys. Retweet.
What numbers have they? How many subscribers they got?
I don't know about subscribers, but last I checked, they've done like 100 million views or something like that.
100 million, that's a lot.
Really?
In the short time that they've been around. So
they've got nowhere near as many subscribers as you, Wongy, have they?
Like,
compared to you, they're like minnows.
New
babies.
New.
They've got a lot of subscribers, don't they?
I don't know about 100,000. Nothing like you.
Yeah. You're doing much better. What have you been up to, Wong?
Me?
What me and Joe have been up to? What have you been up to, mate?
Educate people on water.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So yeah.
What's wrong with the water now, Wong? We've done microwaves. What else have you done? We've done
Man.
microwaves and we've done meat.
Have you got a bit of a cold, Wongy? The
You look-
throat's
you look-
gone
I think I
down.
talked to people too much this week.
He looks like he's gonna cry, doesn't he?
You know what I mean?
Is the water making you cry?
Nah, because of
You can see you're cold, you're bummed out.
not bung up because I talked too much today with all these people and some people I need to fucking smack their face. I need to shout with them on the phone. That's why I made my voice gone. Do my head in.
Tell us about the water, Wong. What's going on?
This water nowadays shit, man. Thing we drink and all this. You know, sometimes you ask yourself, you know, drink you buy in the shop like can drink, the bottle drink and tap water. What do you think? Tap water better or bottle water better?
You would say bottle water.
Mineral, isn't it?
Now, when people look at it, the tap water is more cleaner and better than bottled water.
Really?
Because bottled water, when you drink them, probably about 2 years before you drink them, to bottle them up, 2 to 3 years before they get to you. And then when you drink them, you're already nothing in there.
So
Dead water, isn't
It
it?
lost all the properties.
It's not just lost, they never got anything in there in the first place.
Right.
It's dead.
So now they've just taken on all the toxins.
Yeah, and then not just that, you know the plastic you're using on it?
Yeah.
They leak it out into your water.
So what are you
I
doing?
find that the
What are you doing about it?
plastic's not good. What goes into
Yeah,
the
yeah.
system, right?
Especially
Yeah, and especially the sun
yeah,
and the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, mess up the water, mess it up and you drink it in your body and then your body get a lot of
So you're
problems.
poisoning yourself.
Yeah.
So what are you doing to reverse
So-
that process?
I come across with this water, quite nice, good for the body. Japanese actually, they're very clever. Japanese clever bastard, isn't it?
Woos!
Yeah, yeah.
Sushi lovers.
Yeah, Japanese.
That's
So,
where sushi's from.
Yeah.
I've never eaten sushi.
Have you not?
Never.
you haven't?
Never.
It's very nice.
That's what
It's a lot of things you don't eat, isn't it?
Mm.
Look at the size of it.
So I find out is that a lot of hospital in Japan use this machine to helping the patient. Nah, also the problem. So yeah, I intrigued, and when there's somebody come around my house and do some demo, I said, yeah, I have one, and I caught one to test it out for about a week or two.
So what's it called?
It's a Kangen water. It's a fucking word for it. Kangen water. Kangen. Kangen water. Yeah.
Right, okay.
And it's interesting because a lot of people using it. I didn't know though, you know. A lot of people like Bill Gates using them and all this celebrity using them and everybody else's. And
So that's like the big secret then, isn't it?
sort of, because what it does to outline your body, it helps you to pH your body properly. So then your body, balance your body, the pH. I don't know much about all the term and take all the shit because I just, when he came along showed me, I said, yeah, that's good. I bought them and I said, I didn't ask much question. But when it showed me all these people using them, I thought, damn,
How long have you been using it?
about over the week now.
You feel a difference?
Yeah, it's a big
Is it
difference.
called
Yeah.
cold? I don't know.
Yeah, you've got a cold.
Do you think that's your body
I
balancing?
think no.
Flushing out
I think
all
the
of
problem is because
shit.
I don't have illness for fuck know how many years. You know, at least so long, at least about 10, 15 years. I don't ill.
Right.
So probably this water probably do that detoxing.
Change.
Yeah, that detoxing my body. So that's why it's you feel like the sound gone that bit weird because I talk too much. But it nothing. Your body is the same. You normally I feel ache and pain, but it don't, and it's just to fucking wonder. Yeah.
We'll have to get a demo.
Yeah.
Can we get the guy to do a demo on
I
the
get
show?
some to show them a demo next time. Yeah. You were intrigued. You were for what the fuck? Yeah, you were intrigued. I intrigued.
You will think, what the fuck? What
Yeah.
we got going on in this show, Mr. Campbell? Tell
This
us.
week, mate, let's talk about UFC to kick things off in Manchester. Because we had our only champion defend his title for the first time, Michael Bisping. He was meant to be on the show this week. But rumour has it he's not been in a coherent state to come on and talk about his victory.
It's been tricky.
Yes, yeah.
Has he? Is he
I don't-
ridiculous?
Apparently, that's the shout.
It's ridiculous,
He's
Mike.
been on
You know what I heard?
True professional.
Listen, mate, when you
Celebrate your win properly, Michael.
Michael is known for celebrating.
That's fair enough.
So it's all good.
They work hard, man. They work hard.
Yeah, no.
It's a shame.
It's a shame we couldn't get to him before the
Think of
show.
fight, mate.
What did I think of the show? The fight? I thought it was a great fight. I
Did
thought,
you think that he won?
of course he did. Of course he did, Tyrone. Of course he did. Do you not?
No, I don't.
Oh, Campbell, please.
No. Now seriously, if that fight
No.
is in Dan Henderson's backyard with Dan Henderson's fans around the judges, they don't even need to be around the stadium.
Because
that result goes to Dan Henderson.
he fought a lot of flipping fucking punch, didn't
He
he?
did. That's why he won it invariably.
But think about it now. Look at his face. He decorated proper, isn't he? I mean, if you talk about, he's been decorated properly, didn't he? I mean,
he definitely got decorated.
He got decorated.
Mike, what do you get you in there, mate? You got to talk to Michael about his choice of words, but yeah, he didn't look the prettiest, did he?
He didn't look the prettiest. I mean,
Henderson looked quite pretty.
He looked alright.
Yeah.
He didn't look like he'd been through the spray.
the amount of strikes. I mean, Michael's renowned for his work rate, his tempo. You know, he out punched him, he out kicked him.
Mate, all I'm saying to you is that's 2 close calls on home soil for Michael Bisping. Now,
did you see the statistics with
Silva? Yeah, I'm just saying, if it goes a little longer, the stats or no stats, the flying lean, then he done it. I'm just saying. It was a close one.
But he didn't.
I'm just saying. It was close.
It was
close. There's 2 decisions on home soil that have been really close. Mike, love you, Bisping. Really do. Represent a story that, you common man can relate to. You know what I mean? And I think your journey's fantastic. Love it that your time is now. You've got the belt and all receipt. You're a lucky fucker, mate. He is, Joe. Don't know what you say.
Let's take it up with him in a few weeks' time.
Definitely.
And ask him directly.
I will.
I want to see you ask him directly.
I will, but I'm going to directly behind you.
Is it?
You know what I'm saying? Because you're the only one that can really deal with it.
So
what your grand game's like.
So Michael. Mike's let us down, basically.
Yeah, he has. But
Who
we've got another person in the shape of JIMI MANUWA, who's on the show.
The postman.
Yeah,
the poster boy.
Yeah, what do you call him?
Why?
The postman.
Why? He does deliver though.
He does deliver. He delivered on the weekend, didn't he?
Why you call him the postman?
No, we was at a boxing show once, and this guy come up to me and he was like, "Are you with the postman over there?" I was like, "No, it's not the postman, it's the poster boy."
Oh.
So we have a running joke, it's the postman. But we've got the postman, the poster boy.
We've got the poster boy. We've also got Chris Kongo, a young up-and-coming fighter who apparently no one wants to fight. He's finding it difficult to make that transition from amateur to professional.
Well, he's made the transition, hasn't
Well,
he?
yes, but it's finding it difficult to get, they like to have about 55 fights in the first year.
Yeah.
And no one wants to fight him.
No one wants to fight him.
Yeah.
He's former GB, and then he's turned pro. He's fighting this Saturday at York on Dove Box Promotions. And is
that Tommy Dove?
Tommy Dove. And there's a lot of people talking about this Congo, and I've got a feeling he's going to be one to watch.
Really special. He's a welterweight for those who don't know. Go and do your research before the interview comes on if you like. But we think that he's going to be a name, a star in the future. He didn't really do much at amateur level for me. Didn't really. Yeah, I think I won't go into that, but I just think these amateur fighters can do a lot more to get their name out there. Because they just seem to be in the system and just do what they're told, and you turn pro and then there's no fan base.
Well, he's doing stuff now because I think he sold about 240 tickets to his first fight.
Congratulations.
So a little Dickie Bird told me.
Well, social network is working for you. That's good. If you can turn social networking fans into actual punters and bums on seats, that's a phenomenon you don't really see too often.
Should we get him on the phone?
We should actually.
Should we get him on the
But
phone?
first, let's go on.
Talk more. I want to get him on the phone.
Can we get Jimmy on the phone first?
Whatever.
We've got choices. Right, see, this is how we got it.
What do you reckon, Rob? Who we having first?
Rob, go on, mate. You decide this week. Who we having up first?
Toss up imaginary coin.
Toss one, mate.
Heads or tails?
Tails it is.
Heads.
For who? Who are you going for?
Listen, Jimmy.
Tails never fails.
See, there you go.
We'll go for Jimmy first.
Just talk to the poster boy. Get him on the phone, Rob. This is the Combat&Strength podcast with me, Campbell,
Wong,
and Long.
Tune in every week for all things fighting and fitness, combat and strength.
Wuss.
Right, Jimmy. Fresh from victory in Manchester. I'm gonna be honest here, Jimmy. I called the police, mate. No, I did. I called him. I said, listen, I don't know if you've heard, but there's been an assault. Someone's been done over. He's a tourist. He's over here from America. He didn't know where he was walking. It was Manchester, 4 o'clock in the morning, and he's quivering in a cage. I think I know who done it. I G'd you up, Jimmy. I G'd you up, son. Bruv, knockout of the night. You got to be over the moon. Have you come down yet?
Yeah, I've come down. I'm thinking about my next fight as it goes, and I go back into training tomorrow. Is to tick over, and I'm trying to not get caught up in the whole celebration thing, and I'm trying to get straight back in the gym and keep the momentum going.
I mean, you seemed like you was in a different place approaching this fight. It seemed like you was really, really focused on pulling it all together. Before we done this interview, I was talking to Joe and I said to him, listen, I think that was his best performance to date. And obviously as a fighter, you probably want every fight you have to be your best performance to date. It hasn't always worked out for you in that respect. But would you say it all came together on Saturday night?
Yeah, it all came together. You know what? In the weeks leading up to it, I felt so great. I've approached my training in a different way, and I've done a lot of strength work, and everything's just come together.
OSP, mate, he lost to John Jones. So the fact that you've beaten him as well, that's got to be a feather in your cap. You've got to take something from that.
Yeah, definitely. But every fight's different, and he took John Jones to a decision, and I've done him in the second round. So goes time to say about my finishing skills and my finishing power and stuff. But it's not. You can't really compare fights like that in MMA, because different fighters fight in different ways.
I hear fighters say that all the time. You know what I mean? You lot might say that, but I'm going to compare a minute. Because John Jones was meant to be some great don. And you just showed everybody that maybe it's not that. How about that? How about that now? You know what I mean?
Well, I hit a lot harder than John Jones, and so all it takes is one shot for me to put your lights out, put it that way.
Say no more. I mean, when it comes to taking one shot, what was particularly impressive with that fight, and I think most people have picked up on this, was the calm, particular nature in which you dismantled OSP. You didn't get carried away when you banged him over the first time. You picked your shots. You were calm. Was that all part of your preparation? Making sure that once the opportunity came, you made sure you took it. Yeah,
that's how I fight, because when you've got knockout power, you just have to catch him with one. So there's no use in trying to rush in and smother your work and stuff. Do you get me? So I've just got to keep my space and catch him with that one. If one don't hit, if one misses or whatever, I just stay calm, keep jabbing, and the next big one I hit him, and that's what happens.
How was the camp, man? I mean, because you obviously was training with Gustafsson. You guys have had history. I suppose there was a lot to learn there. It looks like you really benefited from that. Tell me about the different things that you did in preparation for this fight.
I did like three different periods in All Stars leading to this in Sweden. And so I went for 2 weeks, then I came back for a week and a bit, and I went for 2 weeks again. So I did 3 sets of 2 weeks over there, and I've done the last 2 weeks of camp over there. Then I came back for fight week, and before that I was working a lot on my strength work with Andy and Dave at Bounce Gym in Wimbledon, and made the transformation to my body and my strength and that they've given me is great, and they worked with me a lot, and got my strength back, because I think when I first came to UFC, and even before that, I kind of forgot my powers and stuff, and I was concentrating a lot on this CrossFit stuff and getting fit, and I kind of lost my power, and I just went to the fitness side of stuff, and I kind of lost my power. So Dave Van Gas, kind of as an ex-fighter as well, and he's seen me since I started as well. He knows me since I started fighting. He kind of said that to me. He said, get back to just my compound strength and back to basics. So we've done a lot of squats and deadlifts, and just got my power back, and it showed in my fight.
You also showed a lot of good ring craft in terms of you were slipping punches like you were some pugilist, some boxing Dan. Like, you were slipping punches, and then you gave him one in the guts just before the finish. And I was like, oh, like, you're really looking quite slick in there. Like, tell me about the boxing, because you touched on it, I think, in the press conference. You've been doing a lot of that. Was that because you knew you was going to go in there and box more than be on the ground, or was it just a case of that's probably what was gonna finish the fight?
Do you know what? Boxing and kickboxing is my style, sort of thing. So, you know, I've been doing a lot of boxing over the last few years, and that with been sparring Dillian White a lot. I work a lot with Dillian White, my friend.
British champion now as well. British champion as well now.
Yeah. He's done a great job the night before. We spoke after his fight, and the night before my fight as well. I spoke for about an hour on the phone together and everything. And we talk about what we talk about and everything. He was telling me bits and bobs and whatever. So, and you know, I've worked a lot with him. I'm a boxing coach, and I've been working with Ben Vickers as well, my good friend, and Chris Oko, and also my striking coach Dino Maringo, and all the team in Ulster. They all know how I fight. I use my hands and I use my knees and my kicks and stuff. So, like I said, it all came together last night.
Yeah, you sound a bit like
last night, the last fight.
You sound a little bit like our co-host Michael Wong. He uses everything as well: heads, elbows, toes, a lot. Listen, mate, you're officially top 5 ranked fighter as of today when we're filming that. That must feel good. But I know that you've got aspirations to be the best in the division. Who would you like next? And before you answer, like you've answered everybody else, who would you like next, Jim?
Well, listen. There's 4 people in front of me now, and I want to go upwards and onwards, you know. And mate, except for Alexander Gustafsson, who I train with, like everyone's on the list, you know. Everyone's on the list, so it's not hard to predict who I want. There's 4 people there, you know, and you know, Ryan Bailey looks good. For next on being on the list. And I've said before that I wanted to that'd be a good fight for me. So
You also said you want to fight before the end of the year. Is that realistic?
Yeah, well, I think it's realistic. You know, I'm not too hurt up. I think I hurt my foot in the fight kicking. That's about it. The rest of the little bits and bruises and stuff will be gone in a week or so. And now I'm back into training tomorrow, and you know, I'm good to go. And I'm gonna keep the momentum going, and you know, get another one in before the end of the year.
Well, listen, mate. Hopefully you do get that other fight in before the end of the year. Best of luck. Because I want to see you fight Daniel Cormier, because I don't really think he's got anything for you.
It's a good knockout, man.
Yeah, he's a great knockout. Yeah. I don't, Jim. I don't think he's got nothing for you.
Do you know what? Cormier's a great guy, but he's very good at wrestling. He's very good at wrestling and making it. But listen, if I catch him, he's going to sleep.
Yeah, I believe you.
I believe you.
Dana, make the fight, son.
I think that'd be a great fight. That'd definitely be a great fight. It's got to work a lot on my wrestling and defense and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's a fight, you know, and anything can happen. And I'm not going to concentrate on his wrestling too much. I'm going to concentrate on my game, and that's putting people to sleep.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people had a lot to say because you didn't fight how they thought you would fight in the first round against OSP, and then second round it looked more like Jimmy. But I was glad to see that you had all of those things in your arsenal. You know, you could mix it on the ground. You looked good. You was kicking. There's even one time you jumped in with an elbow, mate, and I was like, he's doing everything. You know what I mean? So for me, I think that was a positive showing. And if you do get Ryan Bader next, I think that'll be another W for you. No fight's easy from now on. Everybody knows that. But I think you're in prime position to challenge for that title, mate. And I hope you get it, because you know it'd be nice to have another British champion.
Definitely, 100%, man. Definitely.
Well, listen, thanks for your time. It'd be good to get you on the show one day. You know, because we've had a few people on the, who have promised to come in the actual studio. So maybe that could be something we sort out later on in the year. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely, 100%, man. Thanks for having
no
me.
worries, man.
And
Thanks
good
for your
luck with the show.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
Cheers, Jimmy. Take care, man.
Take it easy, bro. This is the Combat and Strength podcast with me, Campbell,
Wong.
And Long.
Tune in every week for all things fighting and fitness, combat and strength.
Wuss.
Thanks for, you know, choosing Combat and Strength, Chris. You know, I'm hearing big things about you. You're already a bit of a name, and I'm understand. Well, the way I understand things, no one really wants to fight you, mate. Let alone this William. Is it William Warburton this weekend?
William Warburton, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the opponent and how your preparation's gone, and for those who don't know, what's the journey been like for Chris Kongo?
Well, the journey so far has been great. Leading up to my pro debut, I had loads of support come out. I thought the durable Jason Nesbitt, who has took a lot of prospects to distance, and I literally basically wiped him out in the first round. I don't think he wanted to know after he felt my power. But leading up to the second fight with William Warburton, we've been training. We've only had a week, let's say a week after my debut. Had a week off, come back in the gym training for the next bout. So we're ready. We're all ready.
You're a welterweight, sir.
Yeah.
And you know, a division that we've got champions in, or a champion at least. Tell me about your aspirations, you know, in the next couple of years. You obviously want to be amongst those greats, those title winners. How do you see it going over the next couple of years?
Well, as long as I keep on working hard and grafting, which I 100% will, I don't see why not I can go for the belts, let's say in the next year or two. So hopefully we can try get a title for next year, this time next year. So win a title within a year of being a pro, which will be a great achievement, and then move on to the big titles, whatever's there. I'm coming for, man.
Tell me about how you got into the sport, Chris. Was it always something you were destined to do? Did mummy and daddy coerce you into it? What did you have to defend yourself on the street? What was it?
No, in terms of boxing, my two brothers started before me, Obed and Elvis. They basically paved the way for me to come through. So I was just basically a young, energetic kid running around in the. I used to box for Fisher Amateur Boxing Club, just running around in the youth centre, and I just end up going up to their boxing gym here and there, playing around. And they said I had too much energy that I had to start training. So I started training, and ever then I just loved it since. And one thing I can say is definitely kept me away from any negative stuff being on the streets or whatever it is, drugs, whatever. It still led me to be here. So yeah.
How would you assess your amateur career? Because yours wasn't a name that rang out, but yet, as we all know, you put some bums on seats for that last fight. So how have you managed to create that fan base, given that not too many people probably were aware of your amateur career?
Well, I would say the best thing was promotion and social media. I got a team. We built a team. Me and a few of my mates, known as Whole Nine Management, and we just started plugging away anywhere and everywhere we could do it. That's in terms of radios, newspapers, podcasts, like one we're on now, and just anywhere and everywhere we could do it. And also because I'm quite known around the area in terms of boxing, everybody knows, people call me Boxer Chris, people call me Jabba, so around the area I'm well known to be the local fighter, because we all grew up around each other. I'll say I grew up around a lot of people. That's in terms of streets, in terms of being in the streets. I wouldn't say I was involved, but I was around it. But what's so good is it always led me away from it. Boxing always led me away. And even in school, everybody knew I was a boxer. I was the kid not to mess with. So not like that, but I was a good kid, and that you don't really want to mess around with him. So yeah.
What's your strength, Chris? You know, if you were to sum it up, what would be your strength in the ring?
My strengths in terms of boxing.
Yeah.
That's only for people who's coming out Saturday night to see. I don't really say my strengths like that, you know. You see nowadays what it is, fighters, they put up their best fights on YouTube and all that. And one of my corner coaches, James Cook, he actually said if he was a fighter now, he'll be beating everybody. And I said, what do you mean he'll be beating everybody? He said, yeah, he'll just go on Facebook, YouTube, everything, and check out all your styles, and he'll come in and beat it. So in terms of that, I don't really want to say much. If you're there Saturday, we'll see.
What's do you talk to me about some of the champions in the division? Who inspires you the most, or if it's not one of those champions, who's inspired your boxing career beyond your family, beyond your brothers and your coaches and stuff? Which pugilist would you look at and think, yeah, you know what, I like the way they've done it. I'd like to emulate that and maybe even surpass some of those achievements.
Well, you look at the likes of people like coming from Britain. You see people like Kell Brook, Amir Khan. They've made a big name for themselves in the UK as welterweights. So if anything, I would like to surpass people like that, and obviously go out to America, beat champions, bring the belt back to the UK, and just things like that, really.
What do you do away from the ring, Chris? What do you do to break it up to make sure that there's a balance with life?
Well, not much really.
you eat, sleep, and shit boxing, yeah?
I'm a full-time boxer at the moment, so I dedicate my life to the sport.
And when you say dedicate your life, how long do you see yourself doing it? Is it something you reckon you could be in for another 10 years, or are you the type of person that wants to Conor McGregor it, come in, make as much money as possible, and get out with your faculties in check?
Well, that's pretty much the aim, because there is nothing else after boxing if you think about it. So that will definitely be the aim, but like I said, I don't know. Time will tell.
You're training. Where are you training at the moment? You're with Ted Bammy, is that right?
Yeah, I'm training. Ted Bammy's my coach. We're up here at Girls' Gym, literally Monday to Friday.
Talk to me about the influence of those coaches.
The coaches I'm around at the moment are brilliant. They're obviously not changing my style, but literally just adapting and adding things on to what I had as well. So which is a good thing. A lot of coaches like to change fighters' styles nowadays, and not stick to what their fighters are good at, but just change and just want it to see it their way, sort of thing.
And is it a case you'd like to be busy in terms of? I see you're on, the Tommy Dove promotions, Dove Box promotions. Would you like to be as busy fighting every other month? Is that the aim over the next?
Yeah, 100%. I'm trying to get out literally every month or two.
Because
possible.
One of the difficulties with that is, Tommy said it's hard to match you up with other fighters because no one wants to share a ring with you. Is that frustrating from your point of view?
Nah, it's for me. I always say timing is everything. And patience. I'm a patient person, so whoever comes in, I'm ready to take the challenge, regardless.
Okay, all right. Well, you got 4 rounds against Mr. Warburton this weekend. I'm sure you're not looking to go the whole 4 rounds. Early stoppage prediction?
Well, I'm not predicting anything at the moment, but...
Well, not even the win, Chris.
I got... 100%.
Oh, I was going to say something.
Definitely, I'm coming to win. I've got a few tricks up my sleeve that a lot of these prospects against William Warburton are not doing. What they're doing is trying to look for the big knockout against William Warburton, and he's pretty much like he's a good mover if you think about it. But a lot of them are making so much mistakes, and I'm not looking to make them mistakes.
All right. Well, listen, we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Like I said, appreciate you coming on the podcast nice and early in your career. Remember the name Combat&Strength, because we'll be ringside when you fight for that British title. We'll be ringside when you fight for the European title, and we'll be ringside when you fight for the world as well. Unless, of course, you're on Matchroom Promotions, because man, like, actually, I ain't even remember his name, but you don't even want to give us accreditation all the time. But no, I'm looking forward to your journey, and I really hope that you can fulfill the potential that a lot of people see in you.
100%. I definitely will.
All right. Thanks for your time, man. Appreciate that.
Cheers. Thank you.
No worries.
Take care, Chris.
That was Chris Kongo. Like I said, really dangerous prospect. A lot of people singing his praises. A lot of people expect him to. Yeah, a lot of people expect him to go on to do big things in the future. So look out for him. What do you reckon, Joe? Is it much ado about nothing? Is the hype justified?
I think the hype's justified, but you know, as he said, you know, got to take time and see how things roll out. You know, when you've got, I think when you've got a lot of people talking about you, it puts the pressure on your shoulders. So you know, really, he needs to alleviate a bit of that pressure, because there is a hell of a lot of people talking about this boy, and you know, it's a nice story. He was with Team GB. You know, he didn't get to go to the 2012 Olympics.
Right.
I think he gave up for a little while.
Right.
And he sort of picked himself up, dusted himself off, and turned pro.
He sounds like
So-
he's got his onions all in the right order.
Yeah, it seems that way. I think it's a case of reinventing himself. You know, he's now turned pro. He's won a night. It's an
How
exciting.
old is he?
It's an exciting time for him.
How old is he?
I'm not sure how old he is actually. Wongy?
Early 23 or
20. Oh, still quite young.
Yeah. So it's, you know, he seems focused. He seems switched on. There's definitely a lot of people talking about him, and he's definitely one for the viewers to watch.
One thing he did mention though, what did you make of his strategy, Wong, of not putting his fights online and not?
Oh, he didn't. He don't.
No, he doesn't, because I think if I'm correct, he was alluding to the fact his coach said if he was a fighter today, then he'd beat everyone because everyone
James
was
Cook.
the best fights out there.
Listen, James Cook. I don't know if you know James Cook. James Cook knows, you know, knows his boxing.
Right.
You know, he defeated Michael Watson back in the
Right.
back in the day.
Back in the heady days. as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Fighters.
You know, and you know, he's been around a lot of great fighters.
Okay.
He knows boxing inside out. He's an
But I think
MVP.
in order to market yourself, surely though, putting your fights out there.
Yeah.
Especially if you're winning. I mean, I understand where he was coming from, but
Because,
what do you think? What do you think?
They're
He
worried
just
about
wants
people.
the views, doesn't he? Wongy just wants the views and the money.
Yeah, but that's what we want.
People study. He move maybe. I don't know. But it's on the TV already, isn't it? So what's the difference?
True,
Very true.
true,
It's no different if you put it on the TV and online. No, no different.
true.
People see it already.
Yeah, look at the fans. All the best, Chris. Wish you well in the future. Don't go get knocked out on Saturday now. The last one. That was Chris Congo, people. We're going to move on to the 5 fit tips. Because we've got 5 fit tips this week brought to you by Lee Wilkins. Body Shots Gym.
Body shots.
What is it? In Crawley? Body Shots
Crawley.
Gym?
Yeah, it's like Crawley, Erith Way.
Right.
Round there, they've got
Passport and visa.
no.
Territory.
When you go over the Dartford Bridge, you have to
Yeah.
giving your passport.
Yeah, shoot, a
Uh,
flare on the people in there.
yeah, nice little gym, boxing gym. They've got who they got down there. They've got Yusuf Safa, who signed to Tennessee.
Okay.
Is their main guy out of there at the moment. They've got a couple. They've got loads of good amateurs coming through. But yeah, Lee Wilkins got 5 fit tips today.
This is the Combat and Strength podcast with me, Campbell, Wong,
And Long.
Tune in every week for all things fighting, fitness, combat, and strength.
Wuss.
This week's fit tips are brought to you by Lee Wilkins from Body Shots Gym in Crayford, not Crawley, Crayford. Lee, are you on the line?
I'm here, lads. How you doing?
Very well, sir. Very well. You know, you're following in some big footsteps. You know, we've had some pretty good fit tips up on the Combat and Strength podcast. Are you up to the task, my friend?
Listen, I'll give it a good go. That's all you can do.
All right. Well, just before we get into them, can you tell some of our viewers and listeners a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do?
Well, basically, I've been in the boxing game now since about 2008. Before that, I used to do athletics, good standard and level and stuff. I've got a good amateur boxing club that's had 6 national champions over the last 8 years. And obviously, I train the pros as well. I've got Yusuf Safa with the team. So doing pretty well.
No, you are. Sounds like it, mate. And listen, once again, thanks for your time today. I hope these fit tips go down well. Like I said, our listeners and viewers. Are you ready, sir?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to count you in. 5.
5 would be eating, drinking in moderation, not over eating, especially don't go out with Joe.
That's the best bit of
And
advice.
eat dodgy foods. And eat dodgy foods. That's everyone.
Lee, you're done, mate. That's you. It's a wrap. Best advice ever. 4.
4 would be your attitude and how you're training. Don't ever come in with negative vibes. Always be positive, things like that. That's the way I would say with your training.
3.
3 would be your routine. I always think it's good to have a routine in how you're training instead of just doing it day by day.
2.
2 would be, for me, would be doing the explosive training. So like sprints, track work, anything that's high moderation in training. If you're gonna take it to get fit.
1.
1 for me is your exercise you choose. Obviously, it can be anything. So that's the way I would look at it. Me, obviously, being a boxing trainer, I would say boxing is your best tip to get fit.
Thanks for those fit tips, Lee. Really appreciate them. Where can people find out about you or more about what you do?
We're all over the gaff. Facebook. Always give Joe a shout out, and you'll see us around here, there, and everywhere. It's one of them ones. We ain't going nowhere.
All right, brilliant. Listen, like I said, I really appreciate you coming on the show.
No worries,
and know that you love
Take care, Joe.
Lovely, cheers, Lee. Thanks for that.
Take care, buddy.
That lovely plug, and we'll go out for a bite to eat soon.
And the pea in the hand.
No, still beef bagels, Joe. That's what it is, buddy. All right?
Salt beef bagel. I'll see you down Brick Lane.
Take it easy.
Take care,
Thanks.
bye.
That was Lee Wilkins with his 5 fit tips from Body Shots Gym down in Crayford. And that's a wrap, that is.
That is, we've changed it up a bit this week, haven't we?
We have switched it up a little bit. Got a couple more interviews in there than normal. One extra.
I can't believe that Bisping blew us out though.
I can. I
But
mean,
you're going to have it with him when we see each other. You are going to.
I'm going to tell him what I think. He was lucky to win the fight. He was lucky to win the fight, wasn't he?
Wong, you don't believe.
Rob, what do you reckon?
Wong, you don't agree with that.
It was a clear win for Michael.
Thank you, Rob.
I think it
Clear win for Bisping.
gives a lot of punching in it, a lot of attacking. So
It's about volume. It's not
volume.
boxing.
It's volume.
Look, you've got a martial artist there telling you that you won. You've got someone that used to do martial arts telling him that you won, that knows a little bit. You've got a real MMA journalist.
Seasoned MMA journalist.
Seasoned
I'm not an MMA journalist, but
MMA journalist telling you that you
What are you doing, mate? What?
I just work-
An attaché.
I work in media. I wouldn't
An
say
enigma.
I'm a journalist because I'm a bit too reckless to be a journalist.
True that. I'm a
You know.
journalist and I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Okay.
I get where you're coming from. Yeah, you're a new age journalist, isn't you?
Yeah, I'm
One of those new ones. Now, Michael Bisping was lucky. I don't care what none of you say. All right?
So what we got next week?
And I'm glad he won. Don't get me wrong, but he was lucky. Next week, who we got? Ooh. Do you know that song?
No.
Do you know that song? Do you know that song?
I think I know the song.
Wong.
Young MA.
Yes, I do.
Ooh. I forget it, Joe.
We'll see you next week, people.
No. So before we go, tell them what's coming next week because I want them to tune in. We've got a very, 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 very special guest. First one in the studio.
In the studio, first studio guest.
Yeah, very, very, very special guest by the name of JIMI McLean, who is the son of Lenny McLean, the governor. And if you don't know who that is, where you been?
Where you been living?
Where you been? So really, really tune in for that one. That one's a special one. First guest in the studio. A feather in our cap. We're taking combat and strength in all sorts of directions because it has no limits, no boundaries. And I think our viewers, listeners will like this one. To be honest with you, great story.
A lot of combat and a lot of strength in there
Definitely.
with his father.
Definitely.
Great history.
Yeah, great history. History. So yeah, tune in for that next week. Fit tips as usual, and some other bits as well. So see you soon. Thanks for your support.
Catch you then. Wuss.
Us.